Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, September 16th. How are you today? I'll be honest, I think I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold. I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't been sick in years. So I'm hoping, I was really thinking about it. I haven't been sick in a long time. And so I'm hoping that this just passes through. I've done all the things that I need to do. So everybody who's got a cure or a remedy out there, thank you. I've already taken care of it. But yeah, I feel like I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold, but that is not going to stop me from bringing you so many things this week. I mean, there's so much to talk about this week. When you're here, say hello. Let me know that you're here and tell me, how is your Monday? What do you guys have on tap for this week? What is something that you are looking forward to in your business? What's a goal you have for this week? What's something that you're trying to accomplish? I would absolutely love to know. So please tell me in the comments below. And I think today where I am in Washington, D.C., it's supposed to be like 90 degrees today, right? So I know it's the middle of September, but it doesn't feel like it here, which makes me very happy. So, but hi Rashida, hi Brenda, hi Angela, hi Pam, hi. So I don't know how many of you are still in here, but if you're in here, please, and if you're watching on replay, also let me know what's on tap for you this week. Angela says marketing. What are you marketing, Angela? Tell us what you're marketing. The more I know about your goals, the more I know about what you're trying to accomplish in your business, the more that you share all of that in the Facebook group, the more that I'm going to be able to provide you with information and tools and resources that you need to achieve it all, to make it all happen. I think sometimes we can get a little too focused in the group of just coming in and posting about our stuff, like educational-based marketing posts or about a program or about a product. And I think that those are really great posts, but let's not neglect the power of this community, which is like sharing resources, sharing connections, sharing events, being cheerleaders, being an ear, being that support. And so the more that you guys share with me, kind of like, hey, here's what's on tap for this week. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what I'm worried about. This is what I'm excited about. Then the more that I'm going to be able to help you. So hi, Elva. Hi, how are you? Okay. So there's a lot this week, right? This is a 3-part series that I'm doing this week. Obviously, there was no registration page, nothing like that, but I thought it was really important, and it came based off of conversations that I've been having with people about my podcast that just launched, but also about the mastermind that I'm running called the Six Figure CEO Mastermind. So I've been advertising about that, and so people have been calling to ask questions because it's called the Six Figure CEO Mastermind. And so in general, conversations have come up. Hi, Tanya. Conversations have come up around making 6 figures in your business and what it takes to make 6 figures and why 6 figures and why is that the number everybody talks about? What's so special about 6 figures? And so I brainstormed this idea for this 3-part series to bring this information to you about why I believe, or why I kind of know, that you're not making 6 figures in your business. Or maybe you are, maybe you've hit it once or twice, but it hasn't been consistent, or maybe it looks like you're on tap to hit 6 figures, but then something happens and it doesn't come through, right? So this is a 3-part series. It's happening at 10 a.m. today. It's happening at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and I believe at 10 a.m. on Friday. So part 1 is today, part 2 is Wednesday, part 3 is Friday. It's totally free, no commitment, nothing you have to sign up for, nothing, no workbooks or anything like that, just the information. So Angela is marketing flower arranging workshops on the corporate level and New Northern Virginia venues. I love that. That's so fun. That's so fun. Flower arranging is actually something I've always wanted to take a class in. I love flowers. These are fake behind me, and it's a terrible arrangement, and I think I've had it like that since I don't even remember when. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to this class and I'm going to learn how to arrange flowers. And then I'm going to buy all these beautiful fake flowers and I'm going to put them in this arrangement that looks real. And no, never did it. So something I've always wanted to do. So how many of you who are watching want to make 6 figures in your business? So how many of you are making 6 figures? How many of you aren't making 6 figures? How many of you want to? So if you're watching on replay or you're watching live, comment and let me know. Say, yep, making 6 figures, no, not, but want to, or maybe that's not important to you. Which brings me to kind of a sub point about this. There really is nothing magical about six figures. There's just not, right? Your six figures, somebody's six figures could be your five figures, could be your seven figures, could be your 25 figures. I don't know, right? Like there is nothing special about six figures. However, I do believe that that's kind of a great marker and a great milestone. And that's why I think so many coaches focus on six figures. To me, when you hit six figures in your business, it means you've got the foundations on lockdown. If you are generating enough revenue consistently every single month that you hit six figures at the end of the year, chances are your marketing is working like a well-oiled machine, your branding is working like a well-oiled machine, you know, your networking and your visibility, all of this stuff is working like a well-oiled machine, and that gives you some freedom and flexibility to then go and dip your toe into something that isn't going to be as effortless, that isn't going to work right out of the gate. But I do want to caution that there really is nothing magical about six figures. So you can turn this into any revenue goal that you have. I'm just curious how many of you do have six figures as a revenue goal. So again, please let me know in the comments below if you're making six figures, if you want to make six figures, if you've come close, like just let me kind of know where you're at. But again, nothing magical about six figures. Maybe you want to make $60,000 a year consistently. Maybe you want to make $10,000 a year consistently, or maybe you want to make, you know, $1 billion like consistently. Whatever it is for you, that's fine, right? But I do think that there is something to be said for being able to hit a place in your business where six figures just kind of happens at the end of the year, and it happens maybe twice, you know, 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, because it means you got some of these foundational pieces on lockdown, and that's why I'm talking about that, right? So people come to me all the time with this magical number, which I just said is not magical, but they think it is, of six figures. Rita, I want to make six figures in my business. And so I get it, right? That's why I talk about that at the beginning. I know why six figures is so important. And I do think it's a good marker. Okay, I do think it's a good milestone. So again, hi everyone. Hi Joy, hi Tina, hi Karen, hi Amy. When you guys are here, say hi, let me know where you're at with your revenue goal. Let me know if six figures is something you're already making. Let me know if six figures is something you want to make. Let me know what your number is. What is your equivalent of six figures, right? Again, the more information you give me, the more valuable information that I can give you. And since this is a three-part series all week, I definitely want to be able to address what it is that can help you the most. So let's get into it, right? The number one reason why you're not making six figures in your business is because you're not doing enough. And I know that that sounds really simplistic, but it's true. And I can't believe, well, I can believe because it used to be me, right? So I always say, I can't believe, but I absolutely, totally can believe because it was me, right? That people think that they're doing enough when really they're not even doing close to enough. And we're going to talk about what that means specifically and tangibly. But in the teaser for this video, one thing that I said is, if you want to generate consistent revenue, if you want to make a meaningful impact, right? And if you want to be profitable, you must do this thing, right? So what is this thing? You must get over your fear of being annoying for anything that you want in life. For anything. It could be relationships, it could be money, it could be a career, it could be a new job, it could be whatever you want. You must get over your fear of being annoying. And I have a question. How many of you do have that fear? You don't post because you're like, well, what if I post too many times and they get bothered by it? Or what if they think I'm too salesy? How many of you have said that before? Or what if I send a newsletter and everybody unsubscribes because I don't want to land in their inbox? Like, how many of you have ever or currently have or currently struggle with the fear of being annoying? I know I did when I started my business, right? It was completely unnatural for me. Although now that I say that, I'm gonna actually, because I'm always very transparent and forthcoming, I had run the singles group for free, right? So I ran a singles group in DC for 5 years for free, and it really had built up to a popular group. When I started that group, I was super nervous to put out emails and to even advertise events and to add too many events to the calendar, right? I mean, think about it. A bunch of singles, thousands, wanted to get together to do things. And I was worried about giving them too many options and too many offerings and chances to get together, but I was, right? Because as a lawyer, that wasn't something I had to do. I didn't have to end up in people's email boxes. In fact, in the corporate world, we are kind of told, don't be annoying. Don't send 12 emails. Get your point across once. Like, don't repeat yourself. Stay hidden. Just get the work done. Just do the thing. Don't self-promote. We're all a team, right? So how many of you is this resonating with? You guys are being super quiet today. And I know it's Monday, and I know it's the middle of September, but I need you guys to like be with me so that I can bring my energy. Because if you didn't hit it, or if you didn't hear it, hit it. If you didn't hear it at the beginning of the video, I woke up with a cold, and so I will not lie. My energy is like truly like down here, but I'm bringing it like I'm up here. But I'm gonna need to feed off of other people's energy, I think, for me to sustain today, because I am just like, woo, I don't know if it's allergies or what. But so yes, okay. So you have to get over your fear of being annoying. But the fear of being annoying is kind of ingrained in us, especially women. And I don't know how many of you agree with that, right? But I will tell you why I say that. As girls growing up, we're kind of told to sit, to be quiet, to not be too boisterous, to not be too loud, to not roughhouse, to you know, sit and be good and be pleasant and behave. And not that behaving or being pleasant or any of these things are bad, right? But like growing up, that's kind of what we're told, right? And I don't know about your parents, but my mama, and I mean, it's just normal, right? Definitely kind of said, you can't be annoying. Just don't be annoying. Like, how many parents growing up, like when you were a kid, your parents were like, stop being annoying. You're being so annoying. Be quiet. You know, like you're talking too much. Stop, tone it down a little bit. Right? Believe it or not, spoiler alert, I heard that a lot growing up, right? Tone it down a bit. So we're kind of ingrained to not be too much, to not be annoying, to not be out there, to not be so visible. That's what we're taught. And then corporate America backs that up, right? Corporate America is, there's no I in team. We are a team. We are team players. And no one person is, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Heather. There's nothing wrong with that line of reasoning, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But together, collectively, we're really, especially as women, we're really ingrained with just don't be seen. Get the job done. Don't be seen. Get the job done. Don't be too much. Don't shine too brightly, right? It's not about you. It's about the team. It's about what we all collectively do. Just get the job done. Be humble, right? And again, nothing is wrong with these things individually. How many of you does that ring true for you? Whether it was through your family, or whether it was through work, or whether it was through something else, how many of you kind of have that? So you have this ingrained fear of being too annoying. And whenever you hop into entrepreneurship, that starts to sabotage your business, right? Because you have this thing of, I can't be too salesy. I can't come across too frequently. I can't post in too many times. I can't send too many newsletters. I shouldn't make this request that many times. I'm not going to ask people to pay money. That might make them angry and upset. I'm just going to kind of put out my information and put out my resources and just know that the right people will inquire to work with me. I don't need to annoy them. I don't need to bother them. So again, I don't know if you guys just aren't talking or if I don't see what you're saying. So I'm going to type hi and see again because sometimes comments do freeze up. But that's what I was teasing about in the text, right? Wherever it is, up or down or over or around, that's advertising this video, is to be profitable. Yes, you must get over your fear of being annoying. And guess what, guys? A profit is what differentiates a business from a hobby. I say that all the time. Legally, a profit differentiates a business from a hobby. At a certain point, you have to be profitable. Do you think Target or any of these big companies that they're worried that they're putting out too many opportunities for you to go buy things at Target? No, right? And if you love Target, are you bothered by how many times you see Target put out good things for you to buy? Absolutely not, right? Like, I can't get enough of looking at their flyers and their colors and everything that they're doing. So Jennifer says yes, right? Absolutely. So Jennifer completely relates to this. And I know so many of you probably do too, right? So because of our life growing up and our upbringing, and because of work and because of all this stuff, we're told don't be visible, don't be annoying, just get it done, be humble, play small, don't shine bright, don't shine brighter than anybody else, right? Let's not promote, let's not brag about ourselves, let's just do the work. And again, one-off, a lot of those just aren't bad, but collectively, when you apply that kind of ingrained way of thinking into entrepreneurship, it really starts to sabotage you, because you are coming at it as a person. Like, I am Rita, and Rita is humble, and Rita doesn't want to brag, and Rita likes to get the work done without having to call attention to it all the time. And that's all true, but Rita is not the business. The business is a separate entity. Okay, so that's something I want you guys to really remember. You are the owner of your business. You are not technically actually your business. It's the same thing for a career. You are not the career. Your job is not you. You are not your job. You are a person that happens to have a job, right? So I think we oftentimes ingrain ourselves and intertwine ourselves with our business as an entrepreneur. And so what that means is, well, if Rita doesn't want to brag, and if Rita just wants to get the work done and I don't need recognition, and if Rita, right, just kind of wants people to come to her and say, hey, Rita, I would love for you to be my coach, then Rita isn't going to market a lot, and Rita isn't going to send a lot of newsletters, and Rita isn't going to, but that's the problem. Rita is not the business. My business is a separate entity, and I happen to be the owner of it, and I happen to be running it, okay? And that's the same for you. So the first mindset around this is to separate yourself from your business. You aren't your business. So what you may want in your life and what you may want to do isn't what your business needs or wants all the time. Now, what I'm not saying, and we're going to get into it later this week in parts 2 and 3 on Wednesday and Friday, is to run your business outside of your values. I'm not saying that. It's very important that you run your business in alignment with your core values. However, right, like what makes you as a person comfortable often isn't what your business needs to succeed. Jennifer says, that's tough because socially we define ourselves by what we do rather than by who we are, right? That's so true. In fact, I run a retreat with Esther Boykin every year called the Reset Retreat. And we had the Reset Retreat in March in 2019. And this came up with somebody saying, but I don't get it. Like, if my job and what I do doesn't define me, then how do I have value? Right? That was really the question. I don't get it. How am I just worthy because? How am I valuable just because? It's because of what I do that I'm valuable. It's because of the things that I do that either make or break my value, that make me worthy or not worthy. And so that's another whole Facebook Live kind of series, right? For another day, maybe I'll do it. But the idea is you aren't what you do. You are a person who does things. But I really, really, really do want you to remember you are not your business. Your business is a separate, think of it as a person. In fact, I have some of my clients name their business. So one of my clients, she shared this before, so I know she won't care if I share it. Her business is Social Abundance Marketing, and she named her business Sam. And so she's always like, well, what does Sam need today? What does Sam want today? How do I need to show up for Sam? Because what Sam needs and wants isn't always what she needs and wants, right? And so it helps her remember, I am an owner of a business, but I am not the business. The business is separate. I am a person who owns a business and runs a business. So that's the mindset that I want you guys, hi Ashley, that's the mindset that I want you guys to get in for this series, right? You are not your business. So the first thing, right, this whole thing, what I teased about for people who are just hopping in, the one thing you must do to be profitable, which you have to be a business, and the one thing that you must do to make a big impact, if you really want to impact people and make change, and if you really want to generate consistent revenue, what you must do is get over your fear of being annoying. And the fear of being annoying is ingrained in us since we're children, right? I remember at church, so as a kid, we went to, I was born in Pensacola, Florida, and we went to a Lutheran church there. And when the pastor would talk, I was little, right, under 4, I would get up on my chair and the pastor would talk. So the pastor would be like, lift your hands to the Lord. And I would stand up on the chair and talk along with the pastor, like, lift your hands to the Lord, right? And my mom would be like, sit down, stop being so annoying, right? Or I would fidget, or I would stop it, you're being annoying, stop being annoying, right? Hi, Melissa, hello. So it's ingrained in us through upbringing. Play small, don't shine too brightly, be humble, don't be annoying, don't ask for things, just kind of do things, right? And then in corporate America, that kind of backs it up. There's no I in team. We are all this big collective. Just get your work done. Don't be too braggy. Don't whatever, right? So these things are all working against us. We have a fear of being annoying, and we think that we are our business, and our business is a separate thing. So we often confuse what we need and what we want and what we do with what our business wants, needs, and does. And we have this fear of being annoying that's kind of underlying everything, which brings me to the reason number 1 that you're not making 6 figures in your business. You're not doing enough. And you're not doing enough because you have this fear of being annoying and of shining too brightly and of promoting yourself. So what are you not doing enough of? You're not being visible enough. Whether that's online or offline, you're not being visible enough. You're not being known as the expert enough. You are not touting your expert level status. You aren't showcasing your authority enough. You aren't talking enough about why you. You might be great at talking about why you do what you do and why it's important. So for example, I might be saying, look, business coaching is important. And I think pretty much everybody knows that. Yes, like I hope so. But I mean, that it can help, right? If you don't think the business coaching can help, let me know, because whether it's me or somebody else, I want to kind of clear that myth for you. But basically everybody knows, yeah, of course, having a good business coach can help you grow your business, right? So if I'm only talking about why business coaching is important, I'm still not highlighting why me. Why me as a business coach? Why do you want me? Why am I good at what I do, right? So that's the idea that my business does one thing, but I do another, and I do it in another way, right? So separating yourself from your business. You're not asking for the sale enough. Sometimes you're not asking for the sale at all, right? You're just, like I said, you're putting out education and you're putting out value, and you're kind of like, well, they know what I do, and so if they want it, if they want to buy it, then they'll message me and they'll ask me, right? No, that's not true. Most of the clients I get are clients who are like, oh my gosh, Rita, I have no idea why I didn't think about this before, but maybe I should hire you, right? Like people who watch every single thing I do and listen to everything I say. If I wasn't giving a direct call to action to hire me and work with me and letting people know how they can do that, people are always like, oh, okay, that's great, right? You're not promoting enough. You're not promoting your products. You're not promoting your events. You're not, because again, and Melissa's like, preach it, right? Because of this ingrained feeling of being too annoying, of shining too brightly, of making people angry, of alienating people. And guys, this week in the group, in the All In Entrepreneur group, the topic this week, really, I encourage you to read every post that I post. My posts, the big ones, like the substantive, meaty ones, come out at 9 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you catch it every day, because that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about this all week long in so many ways, including with a podcast episode on Tuesday, tomorrow, that comes out, where I interviewed Rachel Albers, my Facebook Live on Wednesday, this 3-part series, the posts that go out every day. Guys, you're going to hear about this all week long. This is how important it is, right? So you're not doing all of this nearly enough. How many of you feel like that's true for you? How many of you feel, and if you're watching on replay, again, I want you to answer, right? How many of you feel like you're being super visible and that you're in front of them all of the time? And how many of you feel like you're not? How many of you know I need to do more? So I kind of want to know that too, right? So you're not doing enough of these things. And I'm going to talk again, I'm going to turn that into a tangible action, a tangible step, a tangible thing for you to do immediately after this live, right? So you're not doing enough of all of these things that I listed. You think that you're the business and you're making decisions from that place when really your business is kind of like this separate entity, right? So that's why you're not doing enough, because you're making decisions from all of that stuff that's been ingrained with you that we talked about at the beginning of this video. And then I'm going to turn this all into tangible things, right? But it's because of that fear of imposter syndrome, because of that fear of being annoying, of being too braggy, of alienating people, of pushing people away, of upsetting people, of going outside of the cultural norms of how we're supposed to show up, right? So Melissa's like, oh, I know I need to do more. So Melissa, what's stopping you, right? Like, what's stopping you from doing more? Why aren't you doing more? So this is like the first reason that you're not hit. And like I said, for people who are just hopping in, there's nothing magical about six figures. Six figures is a good milestone. I explain why at the beginning of the video, but you can make this any revenue amount that you want it to be, more or less, or whatever it is that you want it to be, right? But six figures, for the reasons I say at the beginning, is kind of a good health indicator of your business and of the foundations of your business, right? And Melissa's like, I know I'm not my business, right? And that's great. That's perfect. Because a lot of times people are making decisions about what they'll do based on how they feel. Well, I don't want to be salesy. But your business wants to be salesy. It's a business. It sells, right? So if you think you're your business, you're going to say, I can't be salesy. But you're not your business, right? You're just an employee of your business. It's the business being salesy. So if the business is being salesy, that's probably okay, right? And salesy isn't even a good word. We're going to talk about that in another whole video. So you're not doing enough. You're not getting visible enough. You're not. So there's some people who are like, but Rita, I think I am, right? And here's another thing that I notice. For people who say, but Rita, I think I am being visible enough. They're actually not, because they're not being visible in the right places. And I was in Vegas once and I got to meet Gary Vee, and Gary Vee was talking about attention and the importance of knowing where your potential clients, customer, audience, community, where their attention is. And a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make is they try to divert the attention of people to somewhere. So I'll hear people say, well, I don't like Facebook. I don't want to be on Facebook. I want to create my own discussion forum on my own website, and I'm going to do everything I can to get people from there to there. Or I don't want to run my class on this popular platform. I'm going to create something else and run my class over somewhere else, right? Or I don't want to run my group on meetup.com. I'm going to create my own thing and run my group there. I'm not saying this is bad, right? I'm talking about this from building your business and marketing, okay? So what Gary Vee said was, look, stop trying to divert attention somewhere else. Just get in front of people where their attention already is. You're making it much more difficult on yourself. If people's attention is here and you're trying to get them to look here, instead just go stand in front of them over here, right? Like just go get in front of them right there. And so people will be like, but I'm doing all the things. But they're doing all the things, or they're doing a lot, but they're doing it in the wrong place. And so people aren't seeing them, right? So either you're not doing it enough, or you feel like you're doing it enough, but you're really not, because you're not in the right places, right? And the reason that this is so important is because the rewards that we get are equal to the actions that we take. If you want big rewards, you've got to take big actions. If you want consistent rewards, you have to take consistent actions. In fact, there's a quote, I think I shared it last week, maybe I share it this week, that I love, which is, your money is as consistent as you are, right? Your money is as big as you are showing up, right? Your money is as impactful as like in your life as the impact that you're making in other people, right? So you have to say like, am I doing this? And am I doing it well? So number one, chances are you're not doing enough. And if you feel like you are, you're not, because you're doing it in the wrong place. And so people aren't seeing you, right? And at the end of the day, that's what it all comes back to. And Jennifer says, good point. That makes me feel better. Good. Like, then write that down. My business needs to sell. That's the entire point of a business, right? There is no other reason to have a business without selling. Just have a hobby. You don't have to sell for a hobby, right? The entire reason a business exists is to sell and to make an impact, right? But to make the impact, you have to sell. You have to sell your services. You have to sell your products so that you make an impact. So the reason to be a business at all is to generate a profit, because that's what a business is. And to generate a profit, you have to sell. So literally, a business must sell to survive, right? A business must sell to survive, okay? And so you have, like, when you're like, I don't want to be too salesy, cool, you don't want to be, but your business really wants you to, like, your business wants to be salesy. You don't want to be salesy. Cool. You're not selling yourself. You're selling the services and products of the business. You are an employee of your own business, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. So you're either not doing enough or you're doing it in the wrong place, right? So here's what I mean by not doing it enough. And I want you to keep this in mind. They, you always hear me talk about they, right? One day I'm going to meet who they are. I'm going to know who they are, and I'm going to know, right? But like, it is they for anything, right? They say this, they say that. Well, in this situation, it's a lot of sales experts, okay? And I mean with like the International Association of Sales or something like that, right? I was looking at a study that they did, and they've done this study a couple of times, and it comes out nearly the same every single year that they do it. And it's like, IES, is that it? IES, the International something sales organization. But anyway, that's not important. What's important is this study. And Jennifer, they are everyone else but us, right? They say this, they say that. But in this situation, it really is a specific they. They do this study all the time. And they do this study, like, and it doesn't change. People need to see something about 12 times before they interact with it, before they'll do anything with it. They need to see something about it 12 times, right? And my friend gave a great example on her podcast one day. I don't remember which episode, so I'm not going to say. But she gave an example on her podcast about she was sitting next to somebody. And as I tell this story, I want you to think about something in your life where this is applied to you in your life, okay? So she was sitting next to somebody. There was like face powder that she really loved. She's like, wow, your makeup looks great. And she's like, oh, it's this face powder. And she pulled out the face powder. And my friend saw it and was like, wow, this is really great face powder. I'm going to order some, right? Well, she didn't, right? And then she was somewhere else and somebody else's makeup looked really great. And turns out they used the same face powder, and they told her about it again. And she's like, man, I really need to order that face powder. I really want it. And then she didn't, right? And then she saw her friend post something, and she was like, man, that's right, that face powder, I need to get it. And then she was somewhere else, and she heard like a commercial or something about the face powder, right? Like, the point is, she kept not buying the face powder, even though from the minute she learned about the face powder, she was 100% gonna buy it. She was like, I 100% want this. There was no doubt. And there is no hesitation, right? And so she kept hearing about it, and she kept thinking about it, and a Facebook ad popped up where all this stuff happened. And it wasn't until around 12 or 13 times of seeing about this face powder when she got a coupon from Sephora in the mail that she went online and she purchased it, okay? That was for something she knew she wanted, right? That was for something she knew she wanted. And it took her that long, over that course of time, and hearing about it and seeing it that many times to pull the trigger on it and do it, right? Now imagine if somebody's not sure, if somebody's uncertain, if somebody is having doubts or hesitations, right? So a great example of that is the retreat that I told you about earlier, the Reset Retreat that I run once every year. I was talking about it, I was putting a post about it every single day in the group. In fact, I was posting about it like 3 times a day in this group. I was posting about it other places. I was sending out a newsletter. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell a little bit of a different angle of the story. And so I was putting it out, and I thought, why aren't people signing up for this retreat? I'm posting 3 times a day in my Facebook group. I'm posting once a day on my business page. I send out 2 newsletters a week about it. And so I put up a poll to say kind of, why aren't you registering, right, for this retreat? And the number 1 answer was, what retreat? What retreat, Rita? What are you talking about? We haven't seen anything about a retreat, right? They didn't even know about it. So then, as I was like digging into it, right, here are a couple of things to keep in mind, especially when it comes to online stuff and online in a group. There are 5 of you here, right? 5 of you are here. Maybe 7 of you saw that I was doing this today out of what, 3,500, 4,000 people in this group. I don't even know right now how many people are in the group, but maybe 10 of you saw that I was doing this. Maybe 5 of you saw I actually went live, right? Here's the thing about a Facebook group. No one's just hanging out in the group. A few people might be, but nobody's just coming into a Facebook group and like waiting and refreshing and seeing what happens. It has to come across their Facebook news feed, right? They're on their personal news feed. Well, what comes across from a group on a Facebook personal news feed? Something that one of their friends, right? So if I'm your friend and you're my friend and we're both in the same group, then on my personal news feed, I'll see that you did something in the group, that you posted something or you did something, right? Or something that's super popular, something that has gotten a lot of engagement and a lot of comments, right? Then it comes across the news feed. But if it doesn't come across a personal news feed, then no one's just going into a group and checking it out and seeing, right? So they're going to miss all of the stuff, which is what was happening with the retreat. Nobody was just like, hey, let me just go into, at the time, it was called Women's Business Garden. Let me just go into Women's Business Garden and refresh and see what's going on, right? No, it was only when something came across their news feed. So if their friend wasn't engaging on anything about the retreat, they didn't see it, or if the post didn't get a lot of interaction. So when I posted the poll, right, when I posted the poll about the retreat, a lot of people started voting on it. And guess what? That poll showed up in people's news feeds, and that drew more people to it, and more people interacted on it. And suddenly everybody was like, what retreat? We didn't know about a retreat, but now we know about a retreat. Tell us about it, right? So that's one example of you're not doing enough. Okay, you're not doing enough. And Melissa's like, well, that's why social media is exhausting. But it doesn't have to be exhausting, right? Because you can make it, with your perspective, energizing and exciting. Why wouldn't I want to be telling people a million times about something that could change their life, right? To give them the opportunity to see it. But when you have a strategy and you have a plan and you have support and you have delegation and you have, you know, an assistant, and you have it's less exhausting, right? But that's one example of like not doing enough. People aren't seeing you. They're not seeing it. On a business page, they're definitely not seeing it, right? Business pages are terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Facebook business pages, terrible. I put 1 post up a day because people do every now and then check out your business page. Also, I need it for Facebook ads, but it's like 0.0002 point something. I said point a couple of times. 0.0000213% organic reach or something like that. I think it's actually truly even less than whatever number I just made up, right? But it's real. You can Google like how low organic reach is. Nobody's seeing what you post on your business page, and nobody's proactively just going to a business page and checking it out to see what your updates are, right? So you really have to be visible. But even at a networking group, even at an event, even where people are seeing you, let's say somebody does see the post in the group, and let's say that somebody does see me at a networking event or hear me talk about something at a speaking engagement, it still takes 12 times for them to want to do anything with it. And here's usually what's going on. So when they want it, right, when they want the thing, it still takes 12 times. But when there are doubts and when there are hesitation, so here's what one client told me about her trajectory of not signing up for the retreat that I had all the way to signing up for the retreat. She saw the retreat and she's like, God, that sounds fun. I think that sounds cool. Like, I'd kind of like to do that. Maybe I'll read and find out more. And then guess what? Her life got busy and she forgot and she didn't read and find out more. And then she saw it again. She's like, yeah, but you know, I'm not sure if that's where I want to spend my money right now. I don't know about the time. I don't know about the whatever. And then she saw something else that I did, another video or another post about the retreat. She's like, God, this really sounds fun. Like, this really sounds fun. I think I want to do it. But whatever. And then life got distracting and her day got distracting and everything started going wherever. And again, she saw it 5, and she said every time she saw me post about the retreat, it became more and more exciting. She was like, I really want to do it. I keep reading about it. I keep reading about it. I want it. I want it. I really want it. God, look, it sounds so fun. It sounds great. Then she got to the point where it seemed like every time she was logging on, she saw something about the retreat, right? And she was like, so finally it was like, okay, God, I get it. I'm supposed to go to the retreat because I see it everywhere I go. And so I'm going to go. And she clicked and she signed up and she went to the retreat, right? She went to the retreat. So that's what I mean too about the importance of how it works. Like, think about that, where that's been true for you. Have you ever said that that's been true for you, where you heard about something, whether it was a product or a service or an event, you were intrigued, but then it seemed like the more and more you heard about it, the more and more excited you got for it. And the more and more excited you got for it, right, then the more likely you were to pull the trigger on it. And finally, because of whatever, right, the right place, the right time, it was in front of your face, the sun, moon, and stars aligned, you had the time, you had your card, you were super excited about it, you had heard about it so much, and you kind of decided, yes, it's a sign I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to take this class. I'm supposed to buy this product. I'm supposed to go to this event. I'm supposed to go to this retreat. I'm supposed to do it. And you do it, right? Okay, so if you're not giving people that opportunity to go through that experience, to analyze it, to think about it, to build excitement for it, to build anticipation for it, to let them work through their hesitations, to let them keep re-engaging with it and being excited about it, then you're losing out, right? But we also now know most people aren't even seeing it, right? So even if they want it, they're not seeing it. And then here's the kicker on top of that. When it comes to online, it takes about 5 times for people to see one thing, right? So like, it takes 5 times of me posting about a Facebook Live like this for people to know I'm doing a Facebook Live, for a good number of people to know that I'm doing a Facebook Live, right? Just to know about it. But then it's going to take seeing me post 12 times, or, you know, interacting with something 12 times to really want to hop on and be on this Facebook Live. And so that's why replays are so popular with Facebook Lives, right? Because you're sharing the replay and people are going to see that more. Like, how many of you are on here right now too? How many people have popped in? Like 14, and there have been 2 people here at any one time, maybe 3. And so that's the other thing to keep in mind, right? Is that it takes a lot for people to see it once, but then people have to see it 12 times, right? So when people start thinking about that online, it's like, I'm not doing enough to reach my target audience. Like, I am not being visible, right? So that's one thing. You're not being visible, or if you're being visible, if you are doing all of the stuff and you're doing it this way, you're not in the right place. You're trying to get attention to look at you over there when their attention is over there. So you need to be doing it over there, right, where they already are, so they'll see you, instead of trying to divert attention, because you're just losing that game, right? You're just losing the attention. But then you're also, in all of this, what else are you not doing frequently? Like I said, you're not letting yourself be the expert. You're not singing your praises as the expert. And that is, right? Oh, so Jennifer's like, I actually just came across this when I logged in, right? And that's because we're friends, Jennifer. So this probably hopped up on your feed, right? Or maybe you have notifications set to the group to be notified about everything. Or maybe you're friends with somebody else here and you saw that they interacted with it and it hopped up on your personal feed. You weren't in the group. You didn't know this was happening, right? So you just proved my point, right? So then the other thing is, you're not you're not letting yourself be the expert enough. You're not making recommendations as an expert. You're not saying, well, in my opinion, right? Not even in my opinion, as an expert in this area, or like, after having worked with, right, hundreds of people and growing their business, I can tell you the 3 things that are keeping you from making your 6 figures. I know this because I've worked with hundreds of people who own businesses who wanted to hit 6 figures. I know this because I've helped people reach 6 figures multiple times. If they do the things that I tell them to do, right, then they will. I know this because, right, in my experience working with clients, in my research, in my whatever, in my knowledge, in my, all of it together, because I am an expert, right? And I don't know how many of you are doing that. Sometimes we think, well, if I just do an educational newsletter or I do an educational post, well, then people will know I'm an expert. No, they'll just know that you know enough about that topic to talk about it, right? You have to keep saying, I'm an expert, which is why on sales calls, and this is another topic for another day as well, but on sales calls, a lot of people are losing the sale because they're not stepping into the expert shoes. And so people will be like, well, I don't know, like, you have a group program and you have private, or you have these 3 offerings, or you have this thing, and I'm not really sure, and I need to think about it, and I need to figure out what I want. Do I want your group? Do I want that? Do I want, and people will be like, okay, well, you think about it and then you let me know. It's like, no, they're confused. You're the expert. Make a recommendation. After talking to you, this is what I recommend for you. I recommend my 6-figure CEO mastermind group, right? I recommend that for you because of this reason, because I know through experience and my experience with clients, this is going to help you achieve your goal. How does that sound to you? Does that sound like the fit that you were looking for? And then have a conversation around it, right? So we're not showcasing our expertise in as bright, brilliant, or enough of a way as we need to, right? That's another reason why you're not making 6 figures in your business. People just think you're knowledgeable about something, but they're not seeing you as the expert or the authority because you're not leading with expert and authority language. You're not showing testimonials. You're not sharing case studies. You're not saying, in my opinion. You're not speaking places. You're not writing articles and sharing them. You're not appearing on the media. You're not whatever. Jennifer said, I put my expert sign up like you told me. Yeah, for people who don't know, Jennifer's one of my clients, and I told Jennifer to hang up on her wall to remind her that she's an expert. I'm an expert at what I do. So experts do what? Make recommendations. Experts have a point of view. Experts draw lines in the sand. Experts alienate people, right? Think about a trial. To be a subject matter expert, there's a reason why, like, one side hires one forensic scientist and the others, like how I went to like the criminal stuff right away, and one side hires another forensic scientist, because those people are experts with different points of view, different opinions are not the same. It's not right? Like, so you are an expert, meaning you have to have a point of view about what's happening in your industry, and that point of view is going to alienate some people, meaning it's going to resonate with the right people. You make recommendations about what people need. I see this in Facebook groups a lot, where people are like, well, I want to run a challenge for my Facebook group, but I don't know, so I'm going to ask them what challenge they want. And I'm like, but what do they need, right? Your Facebook group may want a challenge about signing 5 clients in a week. What your Facebook group may need, right, is a challenge about getting out of the fear of being annoying, right? Like, so it's your job as an expert to lead, to be the leader, to lead people places, right, to where they need to go and to make recommendations and all of that. And so you're not doing that enough, right? And part of that is singing why you. So while your business is good, what I find is that people have no problems talking about their business and why business coaching, or why branding photos like Melissa, or why leadership coaching like Jennifer, or financial coaching, or whatever, why, social media management, or accounting, or legal stuff, or event plan, like why that's important and why that's good, right? You're great about talking about why your business is good and needed, but then you need to differentiate your business by you as the runner, the owner of your business, not as your business, but you are a differentiator, right? You are not your business, but you are a differentiator, because how you run your business is you. Your values, your judgments, your beliefs, your personality, right? All of that filters into your position as owner, CEO, mega head, honcho, employee, whatever, of your business. And so you need to start sharing why me. So if you sell a product, if you sell a water bottle, right, then yes, you can say, and I am not an affiliate of Hydro Flask, but if Hydro Flask would like me to be an affiliate, I'm totally cool with that, right? But like, you are, like, I could say, here's why a water bottle is so important. It holds water. Water helps you live. It gives you energy. It clears up your skin. Nobody's going to doubt that. Nobody's going to question that, right? So then what I have to do is like, why do you want to buy the water bottle from me, right? Why do you want to buy it from me? Look, I know I have been using this water bottle. I am good at getting people to drink out of the water bottle. I am good at helping you with your blocks and your mindset blocks around drinking water, right? People have, like, I'm good at what I do, right? I'm good at what I do for my business, and my business is also good. You are not your business. So if you're saying why your business is good, you still have to be like, and here's why you want me, especially in certain things, but even if you sell products, right? Here's why you want to buy the water bottle from me and not the 20 other people that are selling water bottles, guys. Like, this is why you want to buy it from me, right? So you're not touting that enough. You're not singing that enough. Melissa said that's your uniqueness, right? So you're not getting visible enough, and if you're just hopping on, you have to go back and listen, because I gave hard numbers about why you're not getting visible enough. If you're at networking events and you're like, hey, I'm out network, I didn't talk about that. So if you're like, I'm networking and I'm networking all the time and I feel invisible, you're not really being visible. You're sitting there, you're not talking, you're not engaging, you're not asking questions, you're not asking people to connect with you for 10-minute connection calls, you're not following up, you're not really visible. Right? We talked about attention and how to get people's attention in the right way so that you're visible. You're not doing enough to be the expert. You're not leading with expert language. You're sharing education. You're being a teacher, but a teacher is different than an expert. So if you're checking the box on being a teacher and you're being a really good teacher about your industry, cool. How do you take that from teacher to expert? You make recommendations, you make predictions, you step into thought leader status, right? Like, you make bold predictions, you have hard opinions that will alienate a lot of people, and you hold firm to them, right? In terms of your industry, right? And then you need to also say why you. Why are you good at what you do? Your experience, your education, how you work with clients, that you've been through it, your story, like all of these things. Melissa's like, when you're talking about why me, do you do this face-to-face only? Or I do it, like, I do posts. I've done posts in here. I do it on video. Like, I am going to be doing a video next week about why me. Why me as a business coach? Why do you want me? I'm damn good at what I do. I'm really good at what I do. I mean, I know my stuff. I can't make people do it, but I know my stuff, and I can get you to 6 figures if you're willing to do it, right? If you're willing to sit in uncomfortableness and do things differently and think differently. But I'm good because I do it with compassion, but I do it with directness. I do it by calling you out. I do it by, like, I do that all the time. One-on-one, in person, through my sales language, whatever. Like, why do you want Rita as your business coach? Why Rita? Why do you want Rita to make you do it, right? Why do you want Rita to make you do it? Because I'll make you do uncomfortable things, but I'll give you grace when it gets hard, right? Like, I'm what does Holly Shan call me in here? A compassionate straight shooter, right? You're also not asking for the sale enough. You're putting things out there, but you're like, but of course they'll know they can buy it. Like, oh, hey, look, there's this beautiful water bottle, and this morning I drank my water out of the water bottle, and now I feel great, and I feel vibrant, and my hair is beautiful, and my skin is wonderful, and oh, I just love this water bottle. Okay, bye. That's what you're doing. Bye. Right? What you didn't say is, and you need this water bottle, and here's why I think you need this water bottle, and also, do you want to buy the water bottle? Would you like to buy this water bottle, right? Like, I want you to, do you want it? Do you want to buy? Like, we're not asking for the sale enough at all, right? If you're asking for it all, you're assuming that people will know because you talk about something and how great and wonderful it is, that then they will buy it if they need it. And that's just not true. It's just not the way the brain works, right? First of all, we've talked about at the beginning, the visibility, and people aren't seeing you. People only buy what's in front of them. People have to get excited about it. They have to anticipate about, they have to think all these things. And eventually they're like, God, I've heard about this water bottle so many times because I've seen so many posts about it. And I've heard Rita talk about it so many times. I have to buy this water bottle. How many of you bought Power Sheets for that reason? Because you're like, gosh, Rita always talks about Power Sheets. I'm seeing her do all these videos, and I'm seeing her do all these posts. I'm getting more excited about it. And I think maybe Power Sheets is something that I'm going to use. And I don't know. Now I'm going to go check it out and get on the Power Sheets mailing list. And now I'm getting emails from Power Sheets. And boy, this sounds great. So I think I'm going to buy it, right? Like, but every time it's because I told you, and here's where you go buy it, and you should buy it. And then same with Power Sheets, right? They're like, this is where you click and buy, and you need to buy, right? That's what is a missing piece for people, where they're not doing enough. Every now and then it'll be like, P.S. if you want to go to my retreat, it's down here, right? I had a client, I shared a post about a client who was running a retreat, and she filled her retreat, but only because we tackled this issue. She wasn't being visible enough. She wasn't doing enough. That's really that's the reason why you're not doing enough, right? So she wasn't doing enough. She wasn't posting enough for people to see it. She was posting in the wrong places. She wasn't really showing the expert in her and why this retreat was something that was crucial and why she as a retreat leader was crucial. And she wasn't asking for the sale. She was like, well, because I talk about the retreat and the benefits of the retreat and why the retreat is good, then people will buy it, right? See, Leah's like, I need the water bottle. Leah, I'm going to sell you on this water bottle right now, guys. Are you ready? This water bottle, selling you on it right now. It has a straw. It's a straw, Leah. It's a straw, okay? So, right? I don't have to tilt my water bottle back to drink the water. I literally can just go, and the water goes quickly, and I drink more water because of that. As you all know, you drink more when you drink through a straw, and it's easier, and it's like lighter, and I don't have to like tilt it, right? Did I not just sell you on it, right? I talked about it like 18 times in this video. So now everybody's gonna go to Hydro Flask, email Hydro Flask and say Rita Goodrow should be an influencer for you. You should email her. I'm just kidding. I mean, you can do that, but don't do that. But you can do that. But that's my point, right? You have to see it. You have to build up excitement. Like somebody sees something new every single time. And so if you're not giving them that opportunity over and over again, right, you're losing that. You're losing the thing. But you have to ask for the sale, like, and click here to buy the thing. Do you want to work with me on sales calls? I'll have sample sales calls with people who hire me. That's one of the things we do at the beginning. I'll be like, run me through one of your sales calls. If you don't feel confident with it and you're not converting the way you want, let's have a sample sales call. And they'll take me through their sales call, and then they'll be like, so blah, 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 and this is what I do, and this is how it works. And I'll be like, great. And they'll be like, so yeah, okay, well, let me know if you have any other questions, right? You can reach me this way, and maybe I'll follow up with you in a couple of days and see how you're doing and see how this goes. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. They didn't ask me if I wanted to work with them. They weren't like, so this is why you need this, and I know that I will help you achieve your goals, and so what do you say? Would you like to work with me as your whatever? Would you like to work with me as your coach? Would you like to work with me as your branding photographer? Would you like to move forward with this? Would you like the package that I'm recommending to you? Would you like to take the next step towards this, right? People aren't asking, and they're not asking enough. They think when they get the no, that's it. Now, I am not saying badger people. This is another whole training. See how many trainings I could do? And I do them. I do them all. And if you're not subscribed to my podcast, guys, the Rita Made Me Do It show, go to wherever you listen to your podcast. But if you have Apple, please subscribe on Apple iTunes because I'm trying to get to the new and noteworthy section so lots of people can learn about this community and come into this community. But we're talking about this all week long, but I talk about all of this stuff, the trainings, I'm putting Facebook Lives, I'm doing my podcast, I'm doing posts, I'm sending 2 newsletters a week, I'm speaking everywhere, right? And still people don't hear all of this stuff, right? But I'm asking for the sale and I'm promoting over and over and over again. I'm saying, would you like to work with me as your business coach, as your business attorney? I used to be a business attorney. I cannot work with you as your business attorney anymore. But would you like to work with me, right? That's what's lacking in so many people. And when I ask why, when I'm like, why didn't you ask? It's like, well, I just assumed you weren't going to, or I kind of thought that you weren't. And what you're doing is you're making the decision for people. You're not empowering people. You've made the decision for them. Like, oh, I don't think you're going to hire me, and so I'm not going to ask you. Or it wasn't feeling like you really wanted this, or I thought maybe it was too much money, so I'm not going to ask, right? You're making decisions for people. That's terrible. Let people make their own decisions. You're not forcing them to buy, right? You're just informing them that there's an option and something that you as an expert recommend. But this is, so back to the frequency, because I got a little off there. A lot of people will say, well, I asked and they said no. And I'm not saying badger, but here's what I am saying. No is just the beginning. I know that sounds terrible. And that sounds terrible in so many other circumstances. But again, people need to think about something and see it in different ways multiple times. So I'm not saying badger them, right? But sometimes no is just the beginning of the conversation. And so sometimes you'll know sometimes people are like, look, this is a hard no. Like, I'm out. I don't want to do this. I don't think that this is the solution to my problem. Cool. But some people are like, I don't know if this is the right time. So you're like, well, they said no. No, they didn't. They said they weren't sure if this is the right time. Well, this is a lot of money, and I just don't think that this is how I want to spend my money right now, so I'm just going to say no. They didn't say no to what you did. They said no to spending the money right now. It doesn't mean that they won't spend the money on it in the future. So again, to go back and kind of loop this all together, there's this program that I'm an assistant coach for called Group Coaching Success. It's a great program. It's run by Michelle Schubnell once a year. You'll hear me talk about it in 2020 when it comes out again. But I'm an assistant coach for it. Now, I took that program when I started many years ago as a coach and wanted to run my first group coaching program. But here's the thing, I didn't take it right away. I watched Michelle. I watched all of her videos, all of her Facebook Live extravaganzas. I was on her newsletter for 3 rounds. She used to run it twice a year, I think. So 3 or 4 rounds. I watched the cart open and I watched the cart close. And then the next time I would get even more excited about it and I'd watch the cart open and I'd watch the cart close. I even talked to her about it once. I was on a call. I used her feature to have a call with her to see if it was the right fit. And I said no, but guess what? Like, she kept talking to me. She kept sending me stuff. She even checked in with me, like, because I needed that amount of time to be ready for it, right? It was 4 or 5 rounds later I signed up. So a lot of people think that the no is a no forever. But unless they're saying no directly to the thing, like, no, I do not want this water bottle. I do not like water bottles. I will not carry a water bottle. I will not hold a water bottle. I will not drink water out of a water bottle. I won't ever, ever, ever do it. Okay, cool. They're saying no to the water bottle. Right? But if you're like, I just don't know that a water bottle with this, again, guys, with a straw, right? And I'm not an affiliate, but now I kind of want to be, right? The water bottle with a straw, I don't know that that's the best use for my money. They didn't say no to the water bottle. I just don't think I have time to drink water. They didn't say no to the water bottle, right? Like, you have to be able to really understand what people are saying and listen to their exact words. Chances are you're not, because you've already made an assumption that people don't want to buy the water bottle and that people are going to think the water bottle is too much and people aren't going to want to spend their money on it. And because you think that, you're making that the reality. You're projecting that onto other people. Does that make sense? So you have to really listen for the words that they say. And when they're not just saying, no, I will never buy a water bottle, or I will never buy this water bottle, or I will never buy a water bottle from you, right? And they're saying no to other things. It's not the right time. It's not the right time for me to spend my money. I'm not saying badger them or pressure them into doing it. I'm just saying no, that's not a no, right? That's a no for now. Meaning it's just the beginning of the conversation. It's not the end. And then you combine that, you loop back with what we talked about at the beginning of this whole thing, which is people need to see something 12 times before they finally even start interacting with it or pull the trigger on it. And I shared these examples about face powder and the retreat and all, where if people want something, it still takes them that long to be able to pull the trigger on it, because they're getting more and more excited every time they hear about it, every time they read about it, every time they see about it. And the more and more they see it, the more and more they believe it's really a sign that they're supposed to buy that thing. But it takes X number of times for them to see it once, and then they have to see it 12 times, right? And this applies in person and offline as well. They have to hear about it multiple times in different ways to be able to go through the thought process. And if you didn't listen at the beginning, I highly suggest you go back to the beginning and listen to that, right? So you're not being seen because you're not doing enough to really get visible, even when you think you are. You are not showcasing your expertise. You're being a teacher, but you're not stepping into the expert shoes enough. You're not talking about why you're talking about why your industry and why your business, but you're not talking about why you. You're not asking for the sale. You're not asking for the sale enough, right? You're not doing that enough. You think that just by putting it out there or letting people know an event is happening, but you have to ask them directly to buy the ticket, to get on the phone with you, to hire you, right? And you're not promoting enough. You're just not promoting enough, right? And it all comes from this thing that I talked about at the beginning. To be successful in all of the things, to make the lasting impact, to generate a profit, to make consistent revenue, you must get over your fear of being annoying. You must, right? Will some people find you annoying? Absolutely. I know many people find me annoying. They're not subscribed to my podcast. They're probably not a member of this group. If they are, it means they're annoyed but intrigued, right? They're not on my newsletter list, right? People who are annoyed by me, they're not hanging out with me. They're not coming to hear me speak. They avoid me like the plague, right? And that's cool with me because they're not going to work with me anyway, and they're not the right client. And while personal Rita may be sad that somebody doesn't like her and finds her annoying, business Rita wants the people who finds me, like my business wants the people who aren't the right people for the business to not be in my world, right? Like Rita as a, again, you're not your business, right? And so that becomes really important to untangle. And so yes, people find me annoying. Some people do. They don't like how I talk. They don't like how quickly I talk. They don't like how I draw lines in the sand. But that helps me pull in the right people. I always say to alienate, well, to resonate, you must alienate. So if you're going to resonate with people in a powerful way, you must alienate people, right? And so you have to be okay with being annoying. You just have to be okay, because you know that the right people don't find you annoying. So again, think about something you love, like something you just love, a person you love, a store you love, a product you love, a movie you love, something you love. You can't hear enough about it, right? Like I used Target as an example. So Target isn't worried if you're annoyed by their marketing campaigns, right? A, they know they are not Target. Target is a separate entity. But B, right, they know that they're going to alienate people that don't like Target by being like very visible and being so, we know what's right for you, and by being so promotional and by asking for the sale, they're going to alienate the wrong people, but they're really going to pull in the right, because when people love Target, it's like, oh, another flyer, another sale, I have to read it. Another newsletter from Target, cool, more coupons. Oh my gosh, how do I sign up on the list for even more? I want to open every single email. That's what Michelle Schubnell was like for me. And I'm so glad that I'm an assistant coach in her program. But every time I got an email from Michelle, I wanted to open it. It didn't matter if she emailed 5 times a week. Every time I knew that that email had value in it. I knew that that email had a funny story in it. I knew that that email had a resource in it, and I knew it was going to help me. I knew she knew my problems, and I knew it was going to help me. So I never, ever, ever got angry when she sent emails, right? Never. I know I couldn't open all of them, and I couldn't read all of them, and that was okay. I was actually kind of sad that I couldn't open all of them or read all of them, but I never got annoyed by it, right? When you love something, you want more of it, right? So you will draw in, it might be a smaller audience, but it's going to be a more engaged audience. It will be the people who really love what you're talking about and love you, right? So, these are this is reason one of why you're not making 6 figures. You're worried about being annoying for all the reasons we talked about, and because you're worried about being annoying, you're not doing enough to get visible. We talked about that specifically. Go back and watch. We talked about how you really like turn that into a tangible action to let people see you and why they're not seeing you. But because you're afraid of being annoying, you're not being visible enough, you're not letting yourself step into an expert level. You're being a teacher, but you're not being an expert. And I talk about how to do that. You're not talking about why you enough, why you're good at what you do. You're not asking for the sale enough or at all, and you're not promoting enough, right? All because you have this fear of being annoying that comes from all of these kind of misconceptions, skewed perceptions that we inherit over time, and that we kind of do because we're intertwining ourselves with our business just a little too much. So you must get over your fear of being annoying so that you can be more visible, so you can be the expert, so that you can talk about you, so that you can ask for the sale. So whatever you need to do that, right? Guys, this is what the 6-Figure CEO Mastermind does. Now, I know some people who are here are members of it. If you love the mastermind, please say it in the comments. If you're watching on replay and you love the mastermind, I've had people who have been in this mastermind group that I run for years. In fact, there were 2 rounds. I have hair in my mouth. Sorry. All right. I had 2 rounds where I never had an opening, because the people who are in the mastermind, I have 2 groups of 6 people, and the people who are in the mastermind have first right to come back. And so there were 2 rounds where everybody came back, and I never had an opening, right? I have 2 openings right now, 1 in each of my groups. So I can pair you with the right match for you based on where you are in your business and what your goal is and who you really need to learn from and be around. But what is a mastermind? I'm going to talk about that a little later in the week. But the Six-Figure CEO Mastermind is all of the support you need to be okay with being annoying, to be okay with doing more, to be okay with getting visible. It's the full support. You get 2 private coaching calls with me a month. 2 private coaching calls with me a month, guys. 2 45-minute private coaching calls with me a month. And you get 1 group facilitated discussion around a higher level CEO type of thing for your business, right? So you have this group session every month and 2 private sessions with me. Guys, my private coaching clients pay $1,000 to coach with me privately, and they get 3 private coaching calls a month. You're going to get 2 private coaching calls and a group coaching session with other higher level, right? Only 5 because you're the 6th, with other higher level entrepreneurs. You're going to learn from them in their industry, right? And the investment is only $1,200 if you pay in full, or it's $497 if you pay every month, because this is a launch of a beta version. I kind of started testing it out last round, but I'm going full-fledged with it. It's the first time I've run the mastermind like this. And so, right, starting in 2020, this mastermind is $750 a month. But right now, it's $497 a month, or $400 a month if you pay in full. If you pay $1,200 in full. So I can't stress enough what a great deal this was. In fact, when I told my own coach that I was doing this, she got mad at me. She was like, Rita, if you had told me that, I wouldn't have told you to do that. But I said, I don't care. I want to do this, right? I want to do this. But I only have 2 openings for it. That's it. But you get the private coaching with me. You get the group session. You also get a daily journal prompt, but not just, oh, Melissa says I love the mastermind. Yeah, it's great, right? Not just a journal prompt, like not just a feel-good journal prompt. It's a short prompt that you can answer in less than 5 minutes, but it's geared towards making you the CEO of your business. It's geared towards allowing you to separate what you do for your business from you, to step into what we talked about today, to be visible, to ask for the sale, to be the expert, to do all of these things, right? You also get monthly planning documents. So you get like this strategic kind of planning document around a topic that's a CEO level topic to allow you to get into CEO thinking, CEO planning, everything you need to hit 6 figures in your business, right? So you get 2 private coaching calls with me a month. You get the 1 group session a month. This is for 3 months. It's a 90-day round, right? So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 private coaching calls with me. You get 3 group sessions over the course of the 90 days. You get 3 strategic planning documents, right, around a CEO level topic. You get 90 journal prompts / business building actions that are designed to be done that day very quickly and easily to allow you to actually do all of these things and more. You get connected to 5 other amazing women in your mastermind group who are experts at what they do. We have photographers, we have social media managers, we have virtual assistants, we have videographers, we have all kinds of people. So you're going to get to tap in to the collective resource of them and share about your business and your goals, and they're pledging to support you, right? These are not people that are like, well, you have to hire me. You know, you're like, hey, I don't know how to. And they're like, hey, here's a document I give my clients, right? Go for it. Like, they're not going to do the full-fledged, if they're a photographer, they're not going to take your photos for free. But like, they're not holding back on information. Do you know what I mean? That's the entire point of the mastermind group. And so you're getting all of this like full support. You're getting double the support through private and group. You have a Facebook group where you can reach out. You get access to me in the Facebook group between our private calls, so that you get the full support you need to do all of these things that are super uncomfortable so that you reach your goals, right? And we do it by focusing on one big goal over 90 days, not the same goal, your goal, so that we really hold you to it and you really get momentum and you really move forward and you achieve this goal if you stick to it and you do these things, right? Which is what the power of the mastermind group helps you do. And again, it's the first time I've run the group like this, both groups like this, with a private coaching and with all of the stuff. So starting in 2020, after this launch round, after this beta round, it's going to be $750 a month. Right now, it's $497 a month, or if you pay in full, it's $1,200, right? Whereas private coaching with me is $1,000 a month, and you get 3 private coaching calls. In this, it's like $497 a month, and you get 2 private coaching calls and a group call and access to me in the Facebook group and the strategic planning documents and the daily business building / journal activity and access to other people in the group, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link to this. Here's the thing. It starts September 23rd, so that we're done before Christmas, right? That's a 90-day round. End the year strong. End the year ahead. End the year with the support that you need to do these things, right? And show up bigger and show up more consistently and be visible and be the expert and ask for the sale and really start to realize your goals, right? So it starts September 23rd so that we can be done before Christmas. And that means you have to apply this week. And there are only 2 spots. And I guarantee they're going to go. I have not, people are like, I didn't know about this. Well, I haven't been talking about it, right? This week, you're going to see so much of Rita. You're going to see so much of Rita talking about this because this is it. Like, I need the 2 people who are going to join so I can pair you in the right group and you can start meeting these wonderful women. I actually put everybody else coming into the program into the other Facebook groups, like, so they can start for the round. And they're like, who is the person that'll be joining us? And I'm like, I don't know. I need to let people know they can. And so I'll put the link to it. There's no obligation, right? You have to apply. And so if you fill out the application, it just gets us to see if you're a good fit for the mastermind group. And I'm gonna put that here. I can't talk and type at the same time. There you go. It'll just let us see if you're a good fit, right? There's no, but the order of the applications, how they come in, is how I extend the offer, right? So if you get your application in first, then if it is a good fit, you're going to have the first right for one of these 2 open spots, right? This is a great group. Like Melissa said, oh, I can't do it. I put the wrong link. I can't talk and type at the same time. So I'll do it after we're done. But if you have questions about the mastermind, ask Melissa. I know that there are other people you can post, you can ask, right? Guys, it starts this week. The 2 spots will fill this week. Like, it will. This is it. You must click, you must read. This is a crazy offer. I mean, I've never said that before, like, this is such a crazy offer. It's a crazy offer. It's too low of a price. Like, it's too low of a price, but I don't care because I'm so excited about this new format. And so if you think, hold on, I'm gonna try this again. 6-figure CEO, right? Let's see if that worked. Did that work? I don't know. So 2 spots open. This is it. The mastermind group starts Monday. We really get going from the get-go. And with this being the end of the year, my members of this mastermind know we get right into it. There's no warm up, there's no ramp up. You're going to start private coaching with me right away. We're going to start stepping into this and moving your business forward right away. And you can be so somebody asked, who are the members of the group? One group has a brand photographer, social media manager, a corporate gift, client retention and loyalty booster kind of expert, and a previous publisher, business kind of negotiation coach. And then we've got animal communicator, and we have a travel expert, and we have a videographer, and we have like a empty nester kind of syndrome, like there are just so many different people. If I left you out, I'm so sorry. I will tell what all of you are. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa says happy to answer any questions. But these are amazing women, and they're achieving wonderful things, and you can be right alongside of them at this amazing, at this low price, but it really is low, right? I mean, if private coaching with me next year is $1,250, right? And the mastermind group next year is $750. Right now, you get the mastermind group for $497 a month if you pay monthly, or $400 a month if you pay in full for $1,200. I mean, that's amazing. And you're going to get 2 private calls with me, the group facilitated discussion, the strategic planning documents, the daily business building activity, all of the support between the collective power of the group, tapping into their expertise, their resources, their connections to elevate your business. But only 2 spots because 10 women are coming back, right? 10 women are returning. 9 women are returning. 1 won it from my launch team. 1 person won a spot in my mastermind group for my launch team, and I'm emailing her today to let her know. I'm so excited. And then I've got 2 spots open. So that's it. That's all I want to say. But join me on Wednesday, right, when we're going to talk about reason number 2. So what we talked about today, reason number 1, you're not making 6 figures in your business. You're not doing enough. And you're not doing enough because you have a fear of being annoying. And we talked in a very tangible, real way how to get over your fear of being annoying so that you can do more, so you can be more visible, so you move from teacher into expert, so that you showcase what makes you different in what you do, so you ask for the sale more, so you promote more. And we talked around the psychology of how it works, what that means in a tangible way for your business, so that you can move forward to 6 figures, and what you need to keep doing it, because it's uncomfortable. Ask Melissa, ask other people in the mastermind group. When they've stepped into this, guys, it's super uncomfortable, right? You need that support. You need that person to let you just sit in the discomfort so that you can be as comfortable as possible sitting in it and getting through to the other side. Katie says, as a private client of Rita, I can say this is such a great way to work with her, and you will see results because she's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about it. So you guys, apply. No obligation to apply. Go ahead, submit your application if you're even thinking about it. We'll get on the phone. If you're unsure if it's the right fit for you, just email me, rita@ritamademedouit.com. Let me know. I have no problems getting on the phone for 10 minutes and seeing if it's a good fit for you. And then join me back on Wednesday when we talk about reason number 2. Yeah, all of this was just one reason. You're not doing enough because you have a fear of being annoying, right? But join me on Wednesday for reason number 2 about why you're not making 6 figures in your business. And watch out for the new Rita Made Me Do It show podcast episode coming out tomorrow, a Facebook Live training on something amazing on Wednesday. You're going to read about that. And there's just so much going on in the group this week, okay? So have a great week. Can't wait to hear what you're up to. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.